Okay, today I'm going to show you guys how to cut out a tile backsplash, okay? So come on over here. This is our completed goal right here, is to have it cut out and clean. All right, got all the old tile out, so it's ready for new drywall and the new tile. Okay, so a lot of people say, why don't you just chisel it out with the hammer and the pry bar, right? Problem is, unless your tile is like 50 years old and the glue is just crumbling, it's going to just tear chunks completely out of the drywall. And you'll be chipping and hammering, and you'll have tiles flying across your kitchen, and they'll be hitting your floor and things like that. It makes a big mess, and you still have to replace the drywall anyways. So I find it's much better just to cut it out. So what I like to use is your standard 4.5-inch angle grinder. I will have Amazon links in the description down below for the different equipment and stuff that I've used here. And then I'm using a diamond blade. Okay, now this is a kind of a clean cut diamond blade here. You can get more of an aggressive. I'll have links for those as well, but just some kind of a 4.5-inch diamond blade. It's great because on your thinner wall tile, this will just go all the way through the tile and the drywall, and even through the paper, just break the paper on the backside. The slightly thicker wall tile, it's not going to go all the way through the backside of the drywall. It's going to be just short by a little bit. All right, so I've already cut this. You guys don't have to watch me cut it. It's just crazy loud and dusty. But you're just run the grinder across your old countertop. Now, if you're keeping your countertop, you're going to want to put some kind of, thin board down here. Like a little very thin 1/8-inch plywood or something to protect it, cardboard. But you're going to run it, along the tile, and you're going to want your shop vac right next to it because it's going to blow dust like crazy. So get that big 2.5-inch shop vac hose and get it right there next to it. And you're going to run down the bottom there, up the sides, and then even across the top, which is, this is the hardest one to do. You'll wear yourself out doing this. Now, as far as the sides go, if you guys can see here, I've got the studs marked. I know that the stud was on this side of the outlet, and I've measured off and made sure that they were on 16-inch centers, because sometimes they're on a 19 3/16 center. Okay, but this house is standard 16 center, so I got a stud here, I've got a stud here, and then I've got another stud that was just like right here. Okay, so the whole idea of marking off your studs is so when you make your side cut, I don't want to if the stud was right here, then I'd want to cut just in front of the stud and then chisel the rest of the tile off the best I could. What you're doing is you're trying to not leave it just an empty blank spot there where the drywall is going to be moving. So you want to try to cut on the inside of your last stud, if that makes sense. If that doesn't work out real well, you're going to have to put blocks in there and secure that. Sometimes you just have to. Okay, now this part here, I want to run the razor blade through because this wall tile is a little bit thicker. And since you can't just stick it in the utility knife and for it to speed through, it won't go far enough. So I'm going to use a pair of vice grips here, okay, and clamp it down real tight so it doesn't slip out. But I'm wearing gloves so I don't cut myself, obviously, and goggles or glasses because the end of the blade could chip off. You don't want it to snap and come at you. You're just going to then put it in through the groove that you cut, and just cut so you cut the back side of the drywall. Now at this point, I've cut all the way around, okay, with the razor blade, and we're ready to pry it out. Now this is the part where you do need the hammer and the pry bar. Sometimes it's hard to find a good spot to grab it from. But in the back corner here, there's studs on both sides, so I know I'm pressing against that. So I'm going to just stick my pry bar in here and hopefully get her loose. These ones here, these walls, the drywall's glued and screwed. So they're a bit harder than a lot. Hopefully yours is not glued and screwed, so the sheetrock will just pop right off. Okay, almost forgot. You need to release the screws on your outlets so it doesn't break the tabs and stuff. Break the outlets as it comes out. There we go. Okay, you see that's out nice and clean. I mean, you have to do a little cleaning up, little spots here and there before you put the new drywall up, but it's all good. You see over here, obviously I didn't cut that quite good enough with the razor blade because it tore that last part. And the wall stud's in here just a little bit, but I would have known, when I measured this, I figured because this last stud here is way over here, as bad as this was tearing the wall, because when I chipped off the outside pieces over on the other side, it just ripped it to pieces. I knew I had to cut it, leaving just the edge of the tile there. So I'm gonna put a couple blocks in here so that I have something to screw, because you don't want the drywall doing this when you put the new board up. So we just add some blocks in here, okay? Okay, I know you guys want to do a lot of the Tim the Toolman Taylor, the you know, big sledgehammer, just bust the wall out. Trust me, wrong way to go about doing it. A proper demolition, a good demolition, is almost like an art form. When you do it, nothing except for what was supposed to be demolished gets damaged. Everything else around it is clean and undamaged because we don't want to repair more than we have to. Other than that, guys, thanks again so much for watching the video. Please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, check out these other videos and my other food channel. Thanks again.